Before you look into this room, note the outdoor oven to your left. This is called an horno in Spanish. It would have been built by the Taos craftsman who built the fort. It is made of adobe. A fire is built in it for approximately an hour or longer. The fire is allowed to burn down to coals and then are removed. Bread loaves are then placed in the horno. The rear vent plug is put in place and the front door is locked. In approximately 20 to 30 minutes, the bread is baked. Looking inside, all of the trade forts had a large communal kitchen where the cook prepared meals for the employees and guests at the fort. The story of Charlotte at Bent's Fort comes to mind. A hunter had brought in an antelope that he had shot and dressed and gave to Charlotte. She told him to put it in the cool room and she will attend to it later. The hunter said, "I'll want a steak later." Charlotte agreed. Later, the hunter went in and cut a steak off the haunch and took it to Charlotte to cook. She looked at him and said, "I don't cook for the likes of you." Charlotte cooked for the Bents, their guests, the bourgeois, clerks, traders, not hunters, herders, or laborers. At Bent's Fort, they had linen napkins and tablecloths, crystal glasses, and silverware on the table. Bent's Fort may have had more luxuries because where they shipped 15,000 buffalo robes a year, Lupton may have shipped 1,500. Bent's Fort was also on the Santa Fe Trail, a far more traveled trail than the Trappers Trail that Fort Lancaster was built on. Looking into the kitchen area, you see a large stone fireplace. This size fireplace is of a more traditional Eastern colonial influence, but may have been something Lancaster would have desired to be built because it allows large roasts to be cooked easily and allows multiple dishes to be cooked at the same time. It would also heat the large area of the kitchen and the adjoining food preparation area. The fireplace was built by Lloyd Thiessen and is an example of the many contributions of society members and volunteers that built this reproduced fort. Lloyd was a brick mason in Fort Lupton. Initially, Lloyd was reluctant to get involved. On Saturday, Lloyd's brother picked him up, brought him out to the fort site, and Lloyd walked around muttering to himself. His brother asked him what he was saying, and Lloyd said that this was a great waste of government money. Larry, his brother, told him that there was no government funding in the fort. Lloyd built 7 more fireplaces for us. Walk to the next door on your right and you will see the food preparation area. Lupton, as reported in the 1842 journals of John C. Fremont, had been raising vegetable crops, had milk cows, and other livestock. This area would have been used to prepare and store food from Lupton's farming activities, as well as what game was brought in by the fort hunters. You see a small bed for the cook to sleep on. The only women at these trade forts were Native American or the wives of Mexican men from Santa Fe and Taos. Like Charlotte at Bent's Fort, perhaps there was a woman who ran the kitchen at this fort.